Hello everyone, this is Benjamin Ramirez. I wanted to redo part 1 because it was a little off. It was off for 3 reasons. The first reason was because the board, I didn't know how to really work it kept flipping back and forth and I didn't know how to do anything with it. I didn't know how to move back moves and so forth. So now I can actually show you why certain moves are bad. So I want to redo part 1. If you've seen part 1 already, I can actually give better examples. Okay, now this is the initial part. If you've seen part 1, obviously, if you haven't seen part 1, obviously you would need to watch it to understand. And this is the normal setup for my opening that I am doing. Knight to c6 isn't always going to be the move. I'm going to go over different videos, but for the first 30, I'm going to be doing knight to c6. Now, I wanted to go over d5 was the first video, and I said everything was basically forced, and there's a reason for it. Okay, now if I captured, right, I said basically I believe queen captures forced, right? Well, why? Well, if, let's say, what else can you do besides queen capture? You can move your knight here, which you lose it. You can move your knight here, which you lose it. You can move your knight here, which you actually can lose it. I would explain that in a second. And if you move your knight here, obviously you're not developing a piece. And I can simply just do this. I can protect my pawn again. And if he moves, I can obviously attacking my pawn, I can defend it again. And I would have a great center control, which is one of the chess principles. So no master or good level player would ever just give up the center like that. Because if you control the center, it's easier to control the whole game. Now, how do you lose a piece like this? How? Well, first off, if I move up to protect, let's say I move up here to protect, okay? If you capture here, which I've seen in a bullet game like this, and I were to develop, is this the right? Wait a second. If you were to develop. Okay, I'm going over something. Hold on. I think there's 2 ways this can happen, and if there's 2 ways, then I seen the one way, and I'm like, wait a second, I stopped myself. I apologize for that. I want to see if it can happen another way as well. Okay, it cannot happen this way, but I'm going to go over the other way, alright? If I were to do this to hit the center, and this would be taken, and I take back, and if someone wants to keep attacking the center, you can lose pretty much your knight for free. Because if he blocks it and you take it, and he takes it, target the queen, where's the queen going to go? You know, the queen can't go here because it's for free. Queen can't go here because of the knight. Queen can't go here because of the knight. Queen can't go here because of the, obviously, pawn. I mean, maybe here, which I still think is bad. You know, maybe here. You know, the queen has like some small squares that it can possibly go to, right? In this position, this basically loses the knight. And that's a5, like, it's like, it doesn't guarantee the loss of the knight, because, but if he were to move knight to f6, then he basically loses the knight after that. If he moves knight to a5 in this position, and I were to go here, taking the pawn gives my bishop the ability to attempt to do something like that. I mean, I can actually, you know, here you don't lose, and over here obviously it's not going to be a free knight because the queen's defending it. So, but you don't actually lose it. However, it's not a very good or ideal position. After check, it's like you're almost basically threatening checkmate in a way if you can move the queen out of the defense, you know, if you can. Now, so it's like, it's just, knight to a5 just looks horrible. And it is horrible, by the way. But, so when I say it's forced, captured, a5 was horrible. And so is knight to d8 is horrible. So this is why queen captures. Okay. I said pretty much almost every move is forced, so I'll try to go over each one separately. So after queen captures, over here is basically it. Now, every time I've played it, I've seen this right here, which I consider to be forced as well somewhat. It is possible for the queen to go to a5. And it's very, very possible. It looks like he's trying to set up obviously move the pawn down and call it check thing. Now, you can harass the knight if you wanted a little bit and let him call check. Like, you can do that because you can defend your queen, you know. Some people, you know, if he does that, obviously you can take the queen and he can make a queen. So it's not, he didn't actually lose a piece, you know. But after he makes a queen, that's the piece that's gone. So he doesn't want to push the situation. After the pawn move, he does not want to go there with that. I mean, if he wants to call it check maybe, and you maybe defend it, but he doesn't want to, he's not going to want to, you know, like, there's not really anything actually he actually really can do. Because if he moves his queen, he loses his knight. So that's actually pretty bad. So after the knight move here, if he does do that queen move, he's just going to have to move his knight somewhere, maybe even back. So it's just, you know, as I said, that's why I considered this move pretty much forced right here. That's why I consider this move pretty much forced. I didn't go over bad moves and why they're bad. I didn't think I had to, and I didn't realize that a lot of people would need that. And I should know better, because when I watched videos, I needed to know why. I didn't see certain things right away. In this position, I said go queen to a5 for black is the best move. If the queen moves back, which looks kind of solid in a way, just move your pawn up. You know, same thing. If he goes to a5, I mean, you can call check. You know, I mean, I'm sorry, I said a5. If you go to a5, you can call check and take, and queen takes. You know, this looks very similar. You know, check after the queen moves. Sorry. I mean, he can block it this time. He can do it this way, because if I take, he can take. But then I can take again. You know, not right away, but you know, if he does this, then I just basically win a rook. So I almost pretty much can take again, almost. So it's just, there's a lot of stuff that can go wrong for black in this situation. So I see a lot of moves as forced here, and I've only seen one possible good outcome. Not a good outcome, but one possible okay outcome for black. And that is if he moves his pawn there and I take, he moves his queen to a5 and I move my bishop over. And then, you know what I'm saying, the game continued, and I went over in part 1 of what black should be doing and why. You know, and why what white should be doing and why. You know. So I like bishop to d2 here, but hopefully you have a better understanding of everything that can go wrong if your opponent plays. Where is that? If your opponent plays d5 on this move here. So the first video I went over it and the best moves and why. So I had to make a second video to explain why it's bad for black to do anything else. If you find a decent move for black after I capture through any of the process, you can let me know so I can correct myself. And yeah, so that's pretty much it. So I hope you enjoyed. I decided to go over the first video because like I kept saying is anything else is bad, anything else is bad, and I had 2 different friends ask me why, and I figured if my friends are asking why, then there's a good chance there's other people asking why, but they're not asking me why. So I wanted to go over it. I hope you enjoyed, and always subscribe and like. If you subscribe, you will get daily updates. I didn't do one yesterday. It was my anniversary, 2nd year, so I didn't do one yesterday, but I will be continuing. So good luck in your games, and hopefully if you use this, you are as successful as I have been, or even more. So good luck and subscribe.